Sorry guys, you caught me hydrating. Alright, so today guys, we're going to look at a economical surf fishing reel that I think you'll like. I got this thing about 4.5 years ago, and it is the Cast King Sharky 3 bait runner. Now, why do they call this a bait runner? They call this a bait runner because of this right here and this right here. So you can say this thing has a dual drag system. You have your front drag system like any other reel, spinning reel, but you also have a rear drag system here. So what that means is when I engage that, I've got a very light drag here. Now this thing has a 4.4 pound max drag on the rear. So it's very light. Fish picks it up, he takes off, doesn't even know he's hooked. So when I disengage the rear drag, the front drag engages and it gets heavier. So you set this to correspond with this. So you got a light 2 pound drag here. When you flip it and it switches to here, whatever you got it set at, you don't want it locked down, but you want it to tighten up because you're fixing to set the hook, right? So when I engage it, I don't have to reach back and flip it down. I can also just start reeling, and it will automatically switch to the front drag. Now, like I said, I've had this for 4.5 years. I'll tell you a little bit about it. This thing has a 5.5 to 1 gear ratio. The front drag is 26.5 maximum, and the rear is 4.4. So not a lot back here. I mean, you don't need that. It's a bait runner. But 26.5 pounds on the front is not bad. This is a 5,000 size reel. 4.5 years, it's still just as smooth as the day I bought it. Now, when it comes to how much line you can put on this, 10 pound, 340 yards, 12 pound, 290 yards, 14 pound, 250 yards. So I don't know how much I have on here because I have 20 pound Berkeley, the big game, you know, the Berkeley, let me look, Trilene big game, right? That's what I've got on here, but it's plenty of line. So I've got 2 of these. Also own some other, I got a couple of bait casters from Cast King. Now they're quality reels for the money. 4.5 years ago I paid 59 or 60 bucks for this reel, and as of today, September, what are we looking at here? September, still can't tell, 19th? September 19th? September 19th. 62 bucks you can get this for. This does have 10+1 bearings. So you've got bearings here, 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 here. They're 10+1. That's 11, right? And internal. So you know, plenty of bearings in it. And I think that's why it's still as smooth today as it was when I bought it, because it's still as smooth today as when I bought it. Not because every year I tear it down and grease it and oil it. Not with this one. Never been inside of this one. Never opened it up. What grease, what oil came with this is still in there. So I don't think I'm going to. I own 2 of these. I don't think I'm going to do anything to it. I want to see how long this reel will last without doing anything to it. Now, of course, I wouldn't do that with more expensive reels. You know, you don't want to do this with a pin clash or a higher end reel. You don't want to do that because you want that. You've got a lot of money invested. You want that thing to last as long as possible. I got 59 bucks in this thing. So I'm going to see how long it's going to last without doing any maintenance on it. And that really goes against my beliefs, because I am a steadfast maintenance guy that believes in taking care of your stuff, and it lasts you longer. And like I've always said, it doesn't matter if you paid $24, $59, $590, $1,000, maintain your reels. They're going to last you longer. But this particular one, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to let this thing ride and see what happens with it. Like I said, this is a 5.5 to 1 gear ratio. So it's not incredibly fast, but it's also not incredibly strong. A lower gear ratio is going to give us more strength. I did went pier fishing with this one day, and hooked. Had just a double drop bottom rig. Hooked 2 bluefish, and had a time getting them up. There was no just reeling this thing. I actually had to. But as far as surf fishing goes, this is a good investment. For $62, you can't beat it. Cast King does have some good stuff. Like I said, I own a couple of these. I own some bait casters, and they're pretty good reels for the price. So if you want something you can take out in the surf, this is not rated. The IP is none of that, not that I can find. But I have dropped this in the water, of course, rinse it off, but no issues whatsoever. So if you're looking for a good reel that won't break the bank in the surf, I think this Cast King Sharky 3 bait runner will serve you well. Now, I've talked about all the good things, the pros. Let's talk about a couple of cons I have with it. Let's talk about the first one that really doesn't affect the reel itself. It's more aesthetic. But as you can see, this bell wire, which is a thick bell wire, how pretty and red it is. You can see that red here. You can see that red here. If you'll look right around this spool here, you can see it. And the face of the spool, this is faded. Now this is faded because this thing sits out in the sunlight a lot. Is it going to affect your fishing? No, none whatsoever. That's one. Let's talk about the second con I have for this. Why do manufacturers still put that clicker on there, or you can reel it backwards? Why? I don't understand. This actually has a good braking system on it, works very well. Could this affect your fishing? Well, yeah. If for some reason you accidentally click that and this thing starts reeling backwards for whatever reason, you may have a mess on your hands. So I don't like this clicker. I don't. And number 3 may affect you. So I noticed when I bought this reel, and I've got it attached to a rod, you can't tell it while I'm holding it, but when I got attached to a rod, there's flex. There's actually flex here, right? And I noticed it wobble like that. I said, well, you know, I don't like that. But, you know, 4.5 years, no problem. But I did have somebody contact me. I actually made a video on this particular reel some time ago after I got it, that said his actually broke. It broke. It was flexing so much fighting a fish, it snapped and broke. So that is a con. If they've improved it, I don't know. Like I say, 4.5 years old this one is. They may have improved it since. But that's a con. That's something you got to look at. And they call this a graphite body plastic. But it does have that flex as you're reeling. But it is still smooth. So guys, if you want to pick one of these up, I will put a link in the description below. You can actually get these at castking.com, and you can get them at Amazon. That's where I got this one. And try it out. It is a great investment if you don't want to spend a lot of money. You know, $62, you know, in a decent rod, decent 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 foot rod. But like I said, this is the 5,000 size, and they do have different sizes. So go check them out. And guys, that's what I got. Just a economical spinning reel for surf fishing. I do thank you guys for joining me. I appreciate you. I really do. You guys take care. Take care of each other. And I will definitely catch you guys on the next one.